Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how these two watches compare to each other. So we have the DW-290, my most recent acquisition, and the W-740, which I've had for almost 2 years now. So I have much more experience with this one. Okay, let's start with the similarities. Both watches were introduced in roughly the same year, around 1994, when Casio hit the market with the electroluminescence technology. Both have the same functions. Let me scroll them through quickly. So the main timekeeping mode, alarm, the timer, and the stopwatch. And both have a nice electroluminescence backlight. Same modules, as you can see. '32, '31, and the same case backs. Which is, by the way, the standard DW-6600 G-Shock caseback from that era. All three watches were featured in a 90s TV commercial, which you can check in the G-Shock Australia YouTube channel, and under the title of Casio Illuminator. The commercial ends with a shot of these two next to each other, like this. Very cool. That advertisement played a big role why I purchased the DW-290. Since I saw it, I wanted to reunite my W-740 with its big brother, and now here they are. Continuing the comparison, the case sizes are very similar. If I measure them, only the heights and the lug widths are differ. So both watches are 46 millimeters in diameter, 49 millimeters lug to lug, but the 290 is a millimeter thicker, so it's 14 and this is 13, and the lug width is a millimeter shorter than the 740, so it's a 20 millimeter lug width. This is 19 on the 290. So some differences are starting to appear here with the measurements in context to the different shapes of these two. The DW-290 feels like 46 millimeter all the way, but its little brother wears much rather like a 43 millimeter watch. Because despite it measures 46 at the widest points, that's only the distance between the two lower button protectors. So my main impression after I've been wearing the 290 for a couple of days, as I put it on the wrist, my brain hardly processes how big it is, but after half an hour of wear, it's starting to look normal for me. And if I switch to the 740 in the next day, no matter how often I referred to the big size of this beast previously, it looks and feels like a modestly sized watch because it wears so much smaller than the 290. I just couldn't believe it. The straps are also quite different. The 290 strap is thicker and longer. As you can see. Both are somewhat soft, but the 740 strap is silky soft, while the 290 feels like a more premium and sturdy G-Shock strap. I definitely trust this one more. And these track patterns underside also helps with the ventilation and the keeper to stays in place. These indentations are also very helpful in warm days. While the 740 even has ventilation holes, in its strap, but because it lacks the underside track pattern, as you can see, it's easier to get sweaty underneath. And the keeper also has a tendency to slide down during the day. Okay, that's about the straps. Some obvious differences between the two brothers are the water resistance. So 100 meters against 200 meters. And the type of glass they are using. So acrylic and versus mineral glass. So in this case, the W740 feels like an upscale F91. And the DW-290 like a true G-Shock without the certified shock absorbing technology. Minor differences I realized recently. The case material has a somewhat softer feel on the DW-290. Almost feels like a G-Shock bezel, maybe a little bit harder. The 740 is as stiff as a Casio resin can be. And then the buttons are feels differently. On the DW290, the big buttons are easy to push with direct, immediate reactions. This should be the standard on every digital watches with steel pushers. While the 740 is the direct opposite. Relatively small buttons, hard to push, indirect feel, pretty bad. By the way, I've just recently discovered that the right button is slightly bigger and stands out more than the other three buttons. So it's not just the illusion, it truly stands out. With the DW-290, the size difference is more obvious between the lower and the upper buttons. Continuing with the displays, both have a nice contrast. In some angles, they wash away quickly. Which is quite annoying. But what I experienced, the 740, because of the LCD is closer to the acrylic window, washes away quicker than the 290. Which has a more recessed LCD screen, so the visibility is compromised more on the 740. However, it has a much more open-looking feel with the time displaying and a cleaner design overall as a watch. Not that many things are drawing away your attention from the actual time, while the bunker look of the DW-290 is a completely different story. Deeply embedded LCD, contrasting colors and text everywhere, and a chunky case with weird design elements. And finally, to answer the most important question, which one I prefer, I have to say the W740. It's a slightly rarer model. I love its unique but clean design better, paired with great wearability and wrist comfort. Also, it's more under the radar watch, not as loud and in your face as its bigger brother. However, I have to accept that the DW-290 is more suitable for everyday adventures, especially as a summer watch. For swimming, hiking, camping, doing all kinds of sport activities, the Mission Impossible watch is the way to go. the definition of the true beater watch. Okay guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.